What is up, guys? Today we got a big show for you today. In Oregon, they may introduce a bill banning aftermarket parts. I got your top 5 deals in exotic cars and what is going to happen to the Viper business. Now today, Mr. Angry Mike Musto on the show. I'm Matt Farah, and you are watching Garage 419.
This episode of Garage 419 is brought to you by Friday the 13th, in theaters Friday.
All right, guys, joining me on the program today, Mr. Angry Mike Musto from Mr. Angry Inc. What have you been up to, man?
Dude, we've been doing so much stuff going on. We actually started up our own rally.
I heard about this rally. Tell me, what's the rally called?
Yeah, it's called the Motherload Rally.
Motherload. All right. Why the Motherload?
Basically, we're kind of organizing this as a charity function.
Okay.
And so, like right now in this economy, people are kind of sketchy about. You don't want to be that guy driving around the $300,000 car.
Right.
However, if you can take that $300,000 car out and you can use it and kind of,
to raise awareness.
for certain causes, then it's beautiful. So we plan to rally from Chicago, Illinois to San Diego, California.
Nice. When's that happening?
May 15th through May 23rd.
Open to the public?
Open to the public, man.
All right. So how does someone get more information or sign up for that?
They can go to www.motherlode, rally.com.
Motherloadraally.com. All right, let's get into the news today. First story is, a lot of you guys last week, I mentioned hot deals on exotic cars. And we all know with the automotive apocalypse, bargains are out there to be had.
Yeah, huge.
If you've got cash, that's the key.
Right.
You have to be paying cash for these cars because no one is going to finance you for these sort of things right now. Unless you have credit much better than me. Yeah. Let's just say. So I went on eBay and I found the top 5 deals in the completed listings section. We all know a car is not worth what someone wants for it.
No, that's a big misconception.
Yeah, a car is worth what someone's willing to pay for it.
Right, exactly.
So if you want to find the value of a car, you go to the completed listings section. So what do you think of these deals on eBay right now?
What do you got?
Top 5 exotic car deals sold on eBay. 06 Dodge Viper GTS, coupe, black.
Nice car.
$27,000. 27 grand, 5,000 miles on it. How about
Wait, how many?
5,000 miles. That's rough, right?
Yeah, the guy just...
Bring your cash and buy your cars.
Yeah,
Number
that
2,
sucks.
got a 1999 Ferrari 360, 13,000 miles, recently serviced, $64,000. Bring your cash,
Bring your
cash.
Man,
Number 3, 1997 Ferrari F355 Spider, blue and tan, low mileage, $45,000.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I mean...
I got more. How about this? 04 Lamborghini Gallardo 6-speed, 15,000 miles, 80 grand.
And what did that car retail new?
That was a $190,000 car, 2004.
2004, so in 5 years.
So with low mileage, and my favorite,
$80,000 hit.
the one I mentioned on eBay, 2001 Porsche 996 Turbo, black, $46,000.
That right there is probably the deal of the century.
Century right there. Now, I said there was a $35,000 one. This is retail. These are eBay. So, as you know, the auctions, if you know a dealer, you know a wholesaler?
Oh, if you're a dealer and you can get in and deal a license, go to the auctions, you can literally steal cars out from under these people.
That's where we're talking $35,000 Porsches and $40,000 Ferraris. Basically, what you do is you find a dealer, anyone, and get them to take you to the auction.
Sure.
And if you pay cash and give them a little cut of what you get,
that's it. You're walking away with something pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. I think you should take your cash and buy up cars.
If as investments right now, I mean, cars like muscle cars, like stuff like this and stuff like that, the market has just tumbled.
Yeah.
Tumbled. Stuff that was 80 grand years ago, 2 years ago.
I mean, the real blue chip stuff, the numbers matching, 427 tri-power vets are still big dollar
They
cars.
are, but like to give you an example, this year at Barrett Jackson, there was a Canadian edition Hemi Cuda, 70 Hemi Cuda, sold for $120,000.
2 years ago, that's 300.
2 years ago, that was almost 500.
Yeah.
So, and that's the problem. It's not really a problem. It's almost really kind of a buyer's market.
It's the upside of the downside, which is that if you've got cash laying about, there are deals to be had with exotics as well as muscle cars. So, speaking of buying Vipers, Saleen, the company, was just sold, and they may actually take with them the factories and rights to build Vipers.
Okay.
Can Viper stand alone without Chrysler?
I don't know. I mean, the only way that I can see Viper standing alone is if Viper's going to have to change up a little bit. And I don't think anybody wants to see Viper come out with like a little Viper.
Right.
Almost like a baby Viper, because I think that's
one model.
Yeah, and that's it. And I don't. I mean, does Saleen really have that much money and that much?
Well, Saleen, no, but the company that just bought them, MJ Acquisitions, they have, you know, Saleen has construction experience. They built the Ford GTs.
Right.
They built the Saleen S7s. And while the S7 wasn't the best road car out there, they won a ton of races in that car.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
is a hell of a race car.
Sure it is.
So, I mean, they know how to build a car, engineer a car, and if the Viper brand comes with the factory, then they've got the tooling to do it also.
I don't know. I mean, there are Vipers out there that are, I mean, they're beautiful cars. They're, you know, I don't know.
They're okay. They're not the greatest things ever built.
There are certain.
They're fast.
They're fast, and they're, you know, no traction control, ABS, nothing, no driver's ed. I mean, they're kind of a cool car, but I don't know if it's strong enough to stand on its own. I think that's a big gamble.
Well, let's end on this one thought. Of all the Chrysler models that are out there right now, they've got employee pricing, they've got all these deals, and they're not selling cars to save their life.
No.
The only car that's selling well right now is the Viper.
Yeah.
So if it's time to offload something, not a bad call.
If they can get some money for it.
You know.
Yeah.
If they get the money, I'd like to see Viper continue because there's potential there for a long-lasting line of performance cars.
Didn't the ACR have
the ACR is the
greatest Nuremberg champion?
Yeah,
so I mean,
unofficial, but you know, we'll call it official on this show. When we come back, we're going to talk about a bill up in the Oregon government that could actually ban the sale of aftermarket parts, as well as our question of the day. Stick around.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Right here.
This February, prepare.
What was it?
For the day everyone fears. Friday the 13th, rated R, starts Friday, February 13th.
All right, we are back with Pro Touring Hot Rodder and Rally veteran, Mr. Angry Mike Musto.
What's up, man?
Talking about cars here on Garage 419. And this one came across my desk, and I couldn't help but discuss it. Now, apparently, the Oregon Speaker of the House has introduced a legislation that's called HB 2186, which would actually prohibit the sale and distribution of aftermarket car parts in the state of Oregon.
What car part?
Well, right now the bill is originally focused on tires, and it's specifically focused on, here we go, it could ban tires that may have improved performance or handling features based solely on a rolling resistance rating. So they want to lower the rolling resistance of tires to help cars get better fuel economy by banning stickier tires.
That's real intelligent.
I mean, what tires? Of all things, like there are cars out there that come on some crap tires.
Well, that's the whole thing. This is, I mean, you know, this is the governor of Oregon, right?
Yeah.
That wants to do. I mean, the guy's obviously. I'm sure this is a typical politician move.
Yeah.
To get Oregon, which is a super environmentalist state, on board. But the fact of the matter is, like you said, you've got cars out there coming on some really crappy tires, man.
There are bad tires, not to mention. I have every car I've ever owned have improved my car's drivability even with tires.
Right.
Not to mention, I mean, you've got snow tires, and let's say you wanted to tow something with a truck, you may have a tow specific. There may be improved road feel. Let's say your car comes with run flats, and you don't want the run flats.
Absolutely.
I mean, at what point is the government allowed to impose its preferences on your car?
I mean, how would they actually? One thing is how are they going to monitor that? I mean, you can't. I've never seen one shop ever say, you know, what kind of tires you got on that car?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen that happen in my lifetime.
It would be very tough to enforce, and it would also, what they said, it would force customers to purchase OEM tires because the program exempts OEM tires and implies basically they're superior to aftermarket tires.
So that's great. So if Ford or GM has a contract with BF Goodwrench or Pirelli, whoever they have a contract with,
you are now
forced to buy them. So whose money is going in whose pocket with that deal?
And on the other end of it, it's like if you start with tires, what's next? You get exhausts.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, exhausts are one thing because you could argue that they could not help with emissions, and that's one thing. But like suspensions, brakes, where does it stop? This says you can't do this to your car.
This sounds like a stepping stone, and I think if they try to make this stick, it's just gonna, unfortunately, lead to that.
Yeah.
Lead to chips, lead to exhausts, and X, Y, and Z.
I personally, I feel like there's no way this is actually going to pass. This has not been approved
right,
yet,
this is still, they're juggling this.
I feel like there's no way this is going to pass because people are going to feel like their rights are being infringed on with this. And I mean, you have the right, if you buy a car, You should
do whatever you want.
Change your tires, change your wheels, change your, whatever you want to do to customize that car, as long as it passes the state's inspection laws.
Right.
And I'm not one for violating state inspection laws.
Right.
If you got an exhaust in the car,
it's got to pass emissions.
If it passes,
that's fine.
it passes. And if your fuel economy rating is hurt by the set of tires you put on, first of all, it's not going to be that noticeable.
You guys want a better fuel economy? Put a little more air in your tire. Fill it up. You get better economy.
So anyway, if you want to support the opposition to this bill, contact Oregon House Speaker Dave Hunt and the House Environment Water Committee, which you can do through their state website. It should be easy to find on Google. I don't have to waste our time.
And here, tell them to kiss your ass because it's stupid.
Yeah, and tell them Matt Farah says no to HB 2186. Now for our Garage 419 question of the day. Speaking of exotics and the decline in prices and people wanting to trade down from their expensive cars because they don't want to be seen driving them in times of crisis. To drive a Ferrari or not to drive a Ferrari is the question of the day.
I'm going to say, listen, there are still, this is a crappy economy, but there are still loads of people out there that are doing very well.
Yeah.
And if you're working.
The rich are still rich.
The rich are still rich. But even the guys, people are making money. So if you're making money and you're working and you want to drive a Ferrari, man, go out and rip it up, dude. I say drive them like you stole them.
I say drive a Ferrari, especially if you can cop one for $65.
Well,
if you can pick one up on the cheap, absolutely. Buy it, drive it, and
just enjoy it.
Going.
Yeah.
So I want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. Hit me up on Facebook. Let me know what you think. And to drive an exotic or not to drive an exotic, that is the question. Yeah. I'm Matt Farah, Mike Musto,
Thanks,
Mr.
Matt.
Angry.
What's up, bro?
Check out MrAngryInc.com. And what's that, Motherload Rally?
Motherloadraally.com.
Motherloadraally.com. Get on board. I will be there. He will be there. And we're going to have some hot cars out on the road for you. I'll see you next time.
Thanks.
This week on WePCTV.
How many times have you been asked to come support your friend's band? And most of the time, giving that support kinda sucks. But thanks to computers, the future of local bands just got a little more fun.
WePCTV is brought to you by ASUS and Intel. You dream it, ASUS builds it, Intel inside.